Hello everyone, this is Sam Spade and welcome to another Coding Fundamentals in GML tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing just a short introduction to loops. So we're not going to talk about any of the specific types of loops that GameMaker Studio 2 has. We're going to be covering the concept of loops in general. And then I will have tutorials on each of the various GameMaker Studio 2 loops specifically. So, what is a loop? Code is a sequence of instructions that normally is run line by line. A loop, though, is code that is continually repeated until a certain condition is met, and no other code is run until that loop is finished. So normal code progression would look something like this. You would have a line of code, it would execute, you would have another line of code, it would execute, and another line, and so on. But with a loop, what you get is some code, and then the start of the loop's code, and then it goes back and repeats, goes back and repeats, goes back and repeats, until whatever condition that is controlling the exit of the loop is met, and then it'll exit and go on to the next lines of code. This can be represented with a fairly straightforward flowchart. Now, depending upon the type of loop you are using, the flowchart might look a little different. But this flowchart serves as a general representation of how loops work in general. You have your code, and then you have a condition that is checked to start the loop, or perhaps a loop automatically starts and runs its code the first time. And then it goes back and checks its condition. If that condition is still true, goes and runs the code, still true, goes and runs the code, and once that condition is false, it will exit and the code will continue. If the condition is never false, you will continue in this loop forever. It is very possible to create an endless loop, and in fact, not even that difficult to create an endless loop in GameMaker Studio. We'll talk about some of the ways to avoid this in each of the specific loop tutorials. So while that is loops in general, you'll always be using a specific type of loop, and GameMaker Studio 2 has 4. They are repeat, while, do until, and for. And we'll cover each of these 4 types of loops in their own tutorial. So in summary, loops repeat code. No other code is run until that loop is finished, and loops have in general 2 parts, the repeated code and then the condition. And it's possible to create an endless loop by never having the condition to exit out of the loop be met. And we'll cover the different ways to avoid this for each of the different types of loops in their tutorials. As always, the links for this slide, the links on this slide, and any source code will be below. And that's it. Thanks for watching.